No doubts? Couple of questions. See, I saw a couple of questions were confusing, I think, for some of you. Like how many different forms a noun can take using different case endings?
Oh, I got it wrong. It's 24, right?
Yes, 24, because we need to count all these individual boxes.
Yeah.
Not just the rows. So each one is a different form. Each vachanam. Okay, so that one, and there was another one. Gender of a noun is associated with the thing the noun refers to. Not necessarily always, because the gender of a noun is associated with the word itself, not with the actual object it is referring to. For example, kandukaha, which is a ball, which really has no physiological gender. Still, kanduka means kanduka is a pullinga shabda, and then parvataha also like that. Then there are other strilinga shabdas also like that, nadi, and so on. And to refer to one object itself, there are multiple words for each object, but those lingas of those words also can be different, which could mean the same thing. For example, we have tree, which is a vrikshaha, means a tree. Vriksha is a pullinga word, and then we have a sasyam also. Sasyam is a plant, which is in the Napunsakalinga. Yeah. So, I think that was on. The other one was the gender of a word referring to an inanimate thing. It's the same discussion. Since the gender is associated to the word and not with the object itself, so the gender of a word could be anything, whether the object could be of any living being, non-living being, inanimate, moving, non-moving, physical, abstract, or any physiological gender. So those are not linked. Then we have this one. Where I am not audible. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay.
Somebody posted I'm not audible. Maybe you can log off and log in again. Okay. The last one, asti verb. Asti verb. We did not cover it in detail. I think what's the verb, but I think in general, you know, it's a noun and a verb. Noun refers to any object, or in Sanskritam we call it namapadam, and verbs are words indicating actions in some tense, or it could be in some mood also, like ordering, imperative mood or something like that. Imperative, like go there, come here, read it. So those one like imperative, or requesting, prarthana, praying, pleading with somebody, or wishing for something, or it could be in any tense, past, present, future. So those words indicating action in a sentence, they are verbs. So in this case, asti is a verb. Other than in English, in Sanskritam, other than verbs, every other word is considered a noun in Sanskritam. Okay. We'll look at more and more verbs as we continue with the study. So this we completed, and then there are a couple of lessons here. One is the Shubhashayaha, greetings, Suprabhatam, Shubharatri, Shubhadinam, Swagatam, which I think they're clear enough. Swagatam, Dhanyavadas, Namaskara, Pranama. As you see, these words also have lingam. Suprabhatam, where it ends in ma, like previously I have seen, like Vajanam, Vanam, Dhanam, Pustakam. These are the words ending in ma. They are in Ekavachana and Napumsakalinga. So here we have Suprabhatam, Napumsakalingam, Ekavachanam, Shubharatrihi. So here the word is ending in E, Shubharatri, good night. And if you want to know the linga, Vachana is clear there, it's Ekavachanam, Lingam. Ratrihi, it's ending in E, which is like what other words do you remember in ending in E? Do you remember any other word ending in E? No?
Maitri.
Shakti.
Maitri, and what was the other one?
Shakti.
Shakti. Correct. Shakti, Maitri.
Stiti.
Yeah. Kirti.
Stiti.
So which one? Kirti?
Stiti, sir. Stiti, Kirti.
Yes. Sthiti, Kirti, Shakti, Murti, Vyakti. These are all Strilinga Shabdas, including Ratri. This Ratrihi is a Prathama Vibhakti, first case declension, and in Ekavachanam. But there are also some words or many words ending in this same E or short E, Haswa E, which are Pullinga, like Hari, Kavi, Ravi,
Varuni.
so on. Aruni, like that. So the ones ending in E, we need to be, if you want to be aware of the gender, we need to be a little careful to really understand what is the gender. Like Aruni, Hari, Kavi, these could be Pullinga, and some of these could be Strilinga also, like Ratri, Gati, Sthiti, Vyakti, Kriti, etc. Then we have Shubhadinam. Dinam is a Napumsakalinga word, and Swagatam, Napumsakalinga, Dhanyavada. This is a Pullinga like Rama, the Namaskara, Pullinga. In some languages I've seen, and generally greeting here in the temples, etc., there's Namaskaram, which is a different usage in those languages, that's fine, but in Sanskritam, it's a Pullinga, Namaskara, not Namaskaram. And then we have Pranama, Pullinga, Abhinandanam, Napunskalingam. Then we have some slide here with the Shariram, body, parts. So if you want to if you want to study or go through these words later, you can do that. We have note that here some words are clear, like their gender is clear. Some words may be confusing, like let's say the skandha. Here it means shoulder. This is like Rama Shabda Pullinga, Udaram Napumsakalinga, Nabhi Pullinga, Kati Strilinga, Pullinga. Okay, it could be. I mean, some of the words which are ending in E could be used as a Pullinga, Strilinga also. Both, it doesn't matter. Then we have Ur Pullinga, ending in U, Jangha, ending in A, Strilinga, Padha Pullinga, and Panikara Pullinga, Prakoštha Pullinga, and all these are Pullinga. So, and Bahu also Pullinga. Now there are some words here which are indicated like Tat is specially indicated, like Uraha, for example. Uraha sounds like Skandaha or Ramaha or Balakaha. So that means it appears to be a Pullinga word like Palaka, etc. But it is not. That's why this Tat is given here to indicate that this is a Tat is what? What is a lingam of Tat? Okay, I've seen before. Etat pustakam. Etat vejanam. Etat phalam. Etat phalakam. So Tat is an Apumsakalinga word, right? So it is used with an Apumsakalinga word. So Uraha is an Apumsakalinga word. Yeah. Same thing with the Jatru. There is no Visarga here. Jatru is a Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam and Tat Jatru. Similarly with the Sakti also. Napunsakalingam Sakti. There is no Visarga. Sakti, Tat Sakti. Same thing with Janu. Tat Janu. No Visarga here. All are Napunsakalingam Shabda. Or here like Mastakam, etc. Sa. Where the Sa is given, it's a Strilinga Shabda to make it clear, even though it Ukaranta, the words ending in U could be Pullinga also. But here it is Strilinga Sahana, and then we have Tat Shmashru, the Pumsakalinga, Sa Bhruhu, Strilinga, and others are clear, like because Karanaha, that's like Rama, that's a Pullinga, etc. here, and Kaninika, ending in A, Strilinga, Netramalatam, Napumsakalinga, Mukham Napumsakalinga, etc. Chibukaha, Pullinga. The next one is simple. This one's simple, just to understand asti, nasti, kim, how to use them. So the first column here shows the picture. Second column asks the question, and third column is the answer using asti, nasti, kim, amna. Then, for example, the first one here is mountain. It's a question here. Esha parvata asti kim. This kim word here, what we have seen here before, what is the kim used for? Kim.
What?
Did you use kim?
Neutral.
Question.
Question for neutral.
Well, here, tat, etat, and kim. Who? Neuter or Napumsakalinga Shabda. Just like if it is a Pullinga word like this, Shauchalaya, right? What question was? like here, Esha Ka. Who is this? And then the answer would be Esha Surya. This is Surya. Esha Surya Asti. Esha Ka Asti. Esha Surya Asti. Now, for Napumsakalinga words, we use Kim because the Kaha is used for Pullinga, and for Napumsakalinga word we use Kim, and for Strilinga we use Ka. The Napumsakalinga. So tat. So here we have Tat Kim or Tat Kim Asti, Tat Pustakam Asti. So we use Kim here as an adjective which is used for questioning, because the word Pustakam, or in case of here Shauchalaya, it is a Pullinga. The word is Pullinga. That's why we use the question word also as a Pullinga, Eshaka. So Esha is also Pullinga, Ka is also Pullinga. Shauchalaya, because Shauchalaya is Pullinga. So Esha, Ka, they are actually adjectives, Visheshana, for Shauchalaya. So using the same logic here, we have Tat Kim, Tat Pustakam. The Pustakam is Napunskalingam, that's why we are using Tat also Napunskalingam, Kim also Napunskalingam. So we have an adjective here. So if you look at this, if you're interested, if you look at the word forms, so that comes under, Kim comes under this Kim Shabda. So we have these three different forms here. Kaha in the Pullinga, same, the base word is same for all three, Kim only, ending in Ma. But in Pullinga it takes these forms, Kaha, and in Strilinga it takes from this form Ka, and Napunsakalinga it takes this form Kim. Now this is the word Kim used as an adjective. However, the word what is we are seeing here is not an adjective, because Parvataha is okay. Parvata is a Pullinga, but we are using Kim not as an adjective to Parvata, but to ask the question. So this is just a question word, not adjected, not adjective or not related to the noun or the other word used in the sentence. So this Kim is different, whereas this Kim is different, or this Kim is different. This Kim is an adjective. Depending on the linga, it changes the form. But in this case, it is just a question, Kim. So this is not an adjective. Okay? This is a fixed form. So the fixed form words are called avyayam in Sanskrit grammar. Avyayam. Avyayam means which doesn't change form, which doesn't have a lingam or vachanam or vibhakti. So every vibhakti, every vachana, it doesn't have lingam, vibhakti, vachana basically. So it has a fixed form. So we have a Kim here. We'll come across some other fixed form words or avyaya words later. So we have Esha Parvata Asti Kim. So here Kim is word as just a pure question word. So it's not an adjective. So Kim is a avyayam here. The answer would be Am. This is also an avyayam here. Am. Am doesn't have a linga vachana vibhakti here. It's just a fixed form. Am Esha Parvata Asti. Am is used in the sense of yes. Am Esha Parvata Asti. There are many other words also which could be used to say yes, okay, kind of thing. Okay. So, for example, Om is also there. Most of you know Om, which is used in the mantras, etc. But that same Om is also used to say yes. So, Om. Esha Parvata Asti Kim? Om. Oh, yeah. Okay. Saying the yeah. Am Esha Parvata Asti. If you want to just complete the sentence, you can just say Am just to say yes, or to complete the sentence Am Esha Parvata Asti. Then other sentences are there similar to this. Can somebody read at least few of these?
Yeah, Guruji, one clarification question if I can ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we also call mango as right? So how will you distinguish these two?
Mango, we have seen it as amram.
Okay, amram. Okay.
Where is that? Here. Yeah. Amram or amrafalam. Phala you can add if you want to, but unnecessary. Here we are. Amram.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, just an additional information here. An interesting information that amram in an napumsakalinga, right? Amram. That refers to the phalam, the fruit itself. Amram. You can add phalam, that's an option. But even if you say amram, that refers to the fruit. But there is a word amraha also, which is in pullinga. If you use it as a pullinga, then it refers to amra vruksha, the tree of mango tree. That is amraha. So keep that in mind. So it's a very interesting things to come across. So the word not only amra, for any other fruit also, if you use it in a pullinga, that refers to the tree of that fruit, but the napumsakalinga word refers to the fruit itself. Yeah, somebody wanted to read?
एषः पर्वतः अस्ति किम्? आम्, एषः पर्वतः अस्ति.
Yeah, next one.
एषः सूर्यः अस्ति किम्? Sorry. Yeah. You can proceed, please.
एषः सूर्यः अस्ति किम्? आम्, एषः सूर्यः अस्ति.
Shak asti. Shamushak asti.
Okay. You can complete the next two.
Okay. Sha kundaka asti kim? Am sha kundaka asti.
That is kanduka. Kanduka.
Kundaka.
Kanduka.
Kandaka. Sorry. Yeah.
Marjara.
Yeah. Sha marjara asti kim? Am sa marjara asti.
Yeah. Thank you. The other one you can read. You can read at home. So when you are reading, you notice that you are adding that tone, right? As a question tone there, right? Esha parvata asti kim? You are asking a question, so you are having that question intonation there. Right? Kim? So that intonation is important, right? Otherwise, you can also say Esha parvasti kim? Esha suryasti kim? It is possible, but it doesn't necessarily communicate that what you are trying to say, or what is it a question, or is it just a statement, etc. So I've seen some questions before that is a question mark here, which is put here. It's a script, right? It's a question mark is a symbol indicating it's a question. So how do we read that question mark? Do we actually read the question mark? We don't, right? The question mark is communicating to us that the person who has written this sentence, or who wants to read this sentence, or who is trying to speak this sentence, is asking a question. That means that tone is important here. So the tone is communicated by the question mark. Esha Suryasti Kim, like that. Now, in Sanskritam, these notations, what do you call in English? These colon, semicolon, question mark, or comma, punctuation. Yeah. Punctuation marks, or these notations, they were not there. So these are recently we are using them. The only it was mainly previously not written as far as we know, and even when it was being written down, when they started writing down the Sanskrit literature, not necessarily in Devanagari, in any other script also, only punctuation mark we find is this, or maybe this one also, double line or single line. No other punctuation mark is found. Even the question mark is not found. Even this one, Esha Parvasti Kim, Parvatasti Kim, Esha Suryasti Kim, there is a single line there. So how do we know actually? So that is the thing. It was mainly not meant to be, or not meant to be, I don't want to say, but not actually written down. Primarily it was just spoken. So even when it was written down, when that writing came into practice, and then it was mainly supposed to be read it to somebody else. So that is why this kim is important here. The kim itself indicates that question mark here, instead of that question mark which is used in other languages, in the scripts. So even if you write Esha Parvatasti Kim, we are supposed to read it as a question mark, because Kim itself is a question indicating word there. Esha Suryasti Kim, because the Kim is there, it's a question, we understand. That's why we are adding that question mark tone there, question tone there. So there have been like many questions and responses. So the thing is that, is it necessary to have question mark script in the script or comma in the script? It is not necessary in Sanskritam, because the writing in Sanskritam, or the language itself, has a capability to using other words to indicate those punctuations. For example, if there is a comma, we have a ch, etc. And also, since it was not primarily meant for as a writing language, written language, so mainly the spoken. So when we are speaking, the tones automatically come, what the speaker has to say. However, I feel that there is no harm in using these punctuation marks, because nowadays we are writing is more and more, and communicating through writing more and more. So it is easy if you put these punctuation marks, maybe in a limited way. At least when the question is there, put the question. Also, sometimes we don't have to have kim, right? When you are asking a question, Esha Parvata Asti. Like, for example, English also, instead of asking, is it a mountain? Sometimes we don't use it in that form, right? When asking the question. We don't like sometimes we just say mountain. That the tone itself communicates the question mark. So here also, Esha Parvatah, Parvatah Asti. Like that, if you put that tone there, then even the words like kim or writing is different, but when you put the tone, then that kim is not necessary there. Parvata asti, asti parvata. Like the tone is important here in Sanskritam. But while writing, it might be more important, because if you just write parvata asti and then put a single line, it may not be clear what the speaker is trying to say. Right? Is it a statement or a question? All these words are etymologies. Once you start understanding etymology, you will still more appreciate these. Like, and some examples here, like, so here we got saha marjara asti kim, am saha marjara asti. So until then we have yes here. At from here, examples are given where we can use na. Esha na and nasti. Esha ruksha asti kim. This is not a ruksha, this is a lion. So we have na esha ruksha nasti. Again, na is na and am we are using here just to emphasize, right? It's not actually necessary. If somebody asks saha marjara asti kim, you can just say saha marjara asti. Okay. To add okay, yes, that is optional. Esha ruksha asti kim, esha ruksha nasti. This is not a tree. Na is an added word here, which is avayam again. So that is added to emphasize. No, no, it's not a tree. So here we have a nasti. It is a combination of two words here. Nasti itself has two words here, na plus asti. Na plus asti. Na plus asti. So na plus asti together, when you combine and speak or pronounce them quickly, continuously, it becomes nasti. Optionally, you can also say esha vriksha nasti, which is uncommon because na and asti together it's so common, so it is just pronounced nasti. Balaka asti kim, balaka nasti. Deepah asti kim, deepah nasti. Chandra asti kim, chandra nasti. Vriksha asti. Esha javanika asti kim. So these are what lingam, strilingam. Strilinga words here, examples are given. Esha javanika asti kim, not the same thing. Javanika. By the way, javanika can be also called yavanika. Ja replacing ja in many cases. And then esha utpitika asti kim. Table which has legs, which is standing up. Utpitika asti kim, utpitika asti. Mapika asti. Kartari asti. Pushpadhani. Pushpa plus adhani. Adhani means a support. So we are adding a pushpa. Adhani, one which can hold or support the flowers here. Pushpadhani asti. Yes, pushpadhani asti. Vaidya asti asti. The box. So we are saying petika. Balika asti kim nasti. Duravani asti. Mapika asti nasti. Nauka. Scoopy. Scoopy nasti, gati asti. Same thing. We have Napunsakalinga words, shabdaha, एतत् पुस्तकम् अस्ति किम् एतत् पुस्तकम् अस्ति गृहम् उपनेत्रम् वातायनं can read them एतत् फलं नास्ति पुष्पम् अस्ति द्वारं नास्ति व्यजनम् अस्ति फलकम् अस्ति किम् नास्ति just one more thing to note here that let's move on. Come to this topic later. Any question so far?
Sir, when we say no, na tat jalam asti. Tat jalam asti is not. So you are using na twice. Is it not redundant, sir?
Yes, redundant. So this na can be considered a separate sentence. It's just one like no, no, saying no. That's why this is not necessary. But if you want to emphasize, highlight, or stress upon it, then you can add this separate sentence. Na tad jalam nasti. Tad jalam nasti is enough. Or if you don't want to say na, and if you want to just say na only here, na tad jalam asti. So then that whole thing becomes one sentence. Na tad jalam asti. So that also means the same thing. That means that is not water. The na can be anywhere. But it should be considered as a single sentence.
One thing here, if we use two negative thing, it can it become positive?
Yes. If it is a single sentence, that's why I am making it as a separate sentence here.
Okay.
Yeah, let me mention that briefly here anyway. So here you see jalam and chatram. These are different letters, right? Different varnas. Jalam, this is anuswara, right? Anuswara visarga, remember? Anuswara, and this is ma is a makara, like pa, bha, ba, bha, ma. In that series, there's a ma at the end. So remember again, what is the difference between anuswara and makara? In the pronunciation, what is the difference?
Swara follows the swara, and some air has to be coming from the nose.
Right. So anuswara is a pure nasal sound, whereas ma, because it is the end of pa, pa, ba, bha, ma, what is it? Is it pure nasal?
No, sir. Anunasika.
Anunasika. So it is not pure nasal. Anunasika means nose is involved, and also what else is involved in case of ma?
Maya lava.
Not yellow. So this ma, when we pronounce ma, what part of mouth is used? Lips. So in pronouncing ma, lips and nose both are there. So it is anunachika and also it is oshtya. Oshtya means it is labial, I think, in English. So lip, anyway, lips and nose, both. Whereas this anuswara is just nose. And why are we writing it like this? Script, like why writing ma or anuswara here? Why writing ma here? Can we write anuswara here? Or can we write ma here? This is a question. So what do you think, Emily? So let's take the first one.
Sir,
Write
for the convenience of pronouncing, that jalam, makaram and nakaram, they won't work together, not properly. Here, chatram, asti, it's naturally happening. Chatram.
Chatram naturally happening, huh? Yeah. So, right. So, one thing that when it is written like this, that means the speaker of this sentence is indicating that it is to be pronounced like that. Okay? The pronunciation and writing, the writing is as per the pronunciation in Sanskritam. So we are not going to write in some. It's not like a spelling in English. We write like CHAT, but you read like chat. You write CAT or CUT. Why it is not CU? Why it is not cut? It's not like that. So what is written, it is read like that. So here anuswara is written here. That means that the speaker is saying that you read it like an anuswara or pronounce it like an anuswara, not like ma. So how is the anuswara pronounced? Like anuswara pronunciation is clear in case of pronounced like sanyama, right? Where this is anuswara and there is a ya after that. There it is clear like sanyama. That way. So here also there is a anuswara. So pronounce it like that anuswara. It's like jalam tat jalam nasti. Okay, not jalam nasti. Jalam nasti. So if you want to pronounce it as jalam nasti, so don't write it like this. You would write it jalam only, like with ma. Okay, ma here. So tat jalam nasti. So this is, maybe you can think of it like a advanced topic or nice to know. So, but when you are, even if it's written like this, if you are reading like jalam nasti, it's okay for now. But keep that in mind that when it is written like this, the speaker is indicating to you that it is an anuswara and should be pronounced anuswara. Tad jalam nasti. If you read it like with ma, write ma there. Okay? There's no problem. Tat jalam nasti. Okay. So what about here now? Tat chatram. Question?
Yeah, I have one question on that. Like when we use Anushwara, so I'm just feeling that if there is in relation with this the positive and negative tone of the sentence.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah. So it's just about the pronunciation. So now tat chatram asti. In this case, can we use anuswara here in case of ma? No, because of this following this word, okay? Or any swara following this word. If there is a swara like I to au, then the pronunciation cannot be anuswara, okay? Because it's very difficult. You can try, but like tat chatram asti. So it doesn't make sense, or it's not possible. So because it has to, we have to close the lips, and then we can pronounce a. Tat chatram asti. Tat chatram asti. Then there is a lot of pause there. If you want to really pronounce it, that pause between the words is not desired. Like tat chatram, then is a pause. That's a different thing. Tat chatram asti. Then that asti, the starts to or begins to sound like a word there. Chatram asti. Chatram asti. So you don't want to do that. Yeah. Though somehow you can try to pronounce and justify why to get into that difficulty, right? So what is easy to pronounce? Chatram asti. So the basic rule here is, if there is a swara at the beginning of the following word, then the previous word, if it is ending in ma, then it will be pronounced as ma, not as anuswara. Okay. But if the word, if the letter is not a swara, like here na is there, right? Na, beginning letter is not a swara, then the last letter of the previous word, if it is ma, then it can be pronounced. It can be. It doesn't have to be, but it can be pronounced as anuswara or ma also. Yeah, optional. So if you are going to pronounce it as an anuswara, then when we are reading it, then the gap, reading or time gap between the two words should be minimal, very minimal. It should be actually continuous. Like tat jalam nasti, very quick. It is what I'm trying to, it's like a slow motion. Tat jalam nasti. Should not be read like that. It should be continuous. Tat jalam nasti. It should immediately follow. But if you add ma there, then it can be paused for any time. Like tat jalam, it's a pause. Tat jalam nasti. Okay. So note that this is a beginning letter of the second word. Depends. If it is a swara, then the end of the previous word cannot be anuswara. If it is not a swara, then depending on whether you want to put the gap while reading between the two words, if there is no gap, it automatically changes or naturally changes to while reading. Okay, right? While reading, if there is no gap, it naturally tends to change to anuswara, pronunciation or sound. If you put a gap, naturally it changes to ma. So that is why while writing also, we have to write that symbol indicating anuswara or makara. So what that means actually means whether there is a gap while reading between the two words or not. If you want to take a little pause between the two words, then we pronounce it as a ma naturally, like jalam nasti, because we close the lips there, jalam nasti. But if you don't want to put the gap, continuous reading like jalam nasti, then it becomes anuswara. Same thing here also. Tat etat paranam nasti. So we are right now reading it as a paranam. That means we want paranam nasti. Here there is a nakaras. So here if you use it as a paranam nasti, that means we are putting some pause there. Paranam nasti or paranam nasti. But if you want to really read it continuously, then ma goes away. Only anuswara remains there. Paranam nasti. So here phalakam asti, whether you read it continuously or take a pause, ma is going to come there. Okay, phalakam asti. So if you want to read it continuously, then it will be sounding like this. Phalakam asti. Right? Phalakam asti. Phalakam asti. Phalakam asti or phalakam asti. In either case, there is a ma in between. There is no anuswara. Okay. Some exercises here. These things, Surya, Astikim, so all this we know. So what is the word for this one? Hope you remember. What is this? Yashasya Astikim.
Marjara.
Marjarah asti. Etat kimasti? What is this? Yashah kah asti? I will remember. No. This is Chamasah. एषः चमसः अस्ति सः आसन्दः अस्ति किं न सः आसन्दः नास्ति सः चमसः अस्ति संस्कृतलिङ्गवास्य पुष्पाधानि नौका एषा का अस्ति एषा का अस्ति What is this?
Javanika. Javanika.
एषा का अस्ति Next one.
Nauka.
नौका Next one. उत्पीठिका अस्ति मापिका अस्ति Then they are fine. What is this one? Yeah. का अस्ति सा एषा का कर्तरी एषा कर्तरी कर्तरी
Kartari.
पेटिका फलं पुस्तकं वातायनं विमानं नास्ति किमस्ति तत्
Na.
Griham.
Gruham.
गृहं गृहं इस् गिवन् हियर् ओके विमानम् अत्र अस्ति गृहम् अत्र अस्ति अत्र मीन्स् हियर् एतत् किम् अस्ति सा इस् इन्करेक्ट् तत् तत् फलकमस्ति किम् पर्णं व्यजनं व्यजनं नास्ति उपनेत्रम् अस्ति Okay, what about this one? Vahanani. Okay, these are just words here. Vahanani is a plural word for ekavachana word vahanam. So vahanam is like this phala shabda. Okay. In the ekavachana you see here, singular you see here phalam like vahanam. If you replace phala with vahana, vahana is the base word. Vahanam, in the dvivachana it becomes vahane, bahuvachana becomes vahanani. So one fruit is phalam, two fruits phale, many fruits phalani, more than 2. Similarly, vahanam, one vehicle is phalam, and 2 vehicles, vahanam, vahane, and more than 2, vahanani. So that is what is given there. So vahanani, some examples here. Any question? Again, these are exercises with vahanam words indicating vahanam, and you can fill that with appropriate word with etat or eshaha or esha, etc. So the point here is to understand, to use the correct word etat, esha, esha with the correct lingam based on lingam of the main word. So what is the word for lokayanam? 2. Number 2, lokayanam indicating a bus. What should be there? Esha, etat or esha?
Etat.
Third one,
Esha.
esha. Okay. So like that, others, esha rugnavahika, esha trichakrika, esha ka, esha alohapathi, and then we have other like etat, everything else. Can stop here, but I can briefly mention here atra, tatra, anyatra, sarvatra, kutra. These are used to indicate the location of something. For example, atra means here, tatra means there, anyatra means elsewhere, and sarvatra is everywhere, kutra means where. Kutra is a question word, like we have kim, kaha, ka, question words, like kutra is also question word. So note that most of the question words you see starting with ka, like kaha, ka, kim, kutra, ka. This is interesting subject, or interesting thing to know that most words which indicate questions start with ka. So atra, tatra, anyatra, sarvatra, kutra. Pustakam atra asti, pustakam asti. Pustakam, we can ask the question, pustakam kutra asti, pustakam atra asti. Answer. Pustakam graham tatra asti, kutra asti, tatra, there. Tatra, there, atra, here. Ruksha atra asti, parvata. Any question?
Sir, one doubt, sir. There is one shloka that yatra naryastu pujyate. But is it atra or yatra?
Yatra.
Yatra. Okay.
So the line there is yatra nar. What is the question?
In this group of words, atra, tatra, that yatra, is it a part of this group or not?
Yeah, it is part, but yeah, it is covered in some later lesson there. Yatra means not the question where, like as in where. Like for example, in that same line, yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devataha. That is the line there. Yatra naryantu pujyante ramante tatra devataha. So there, yatra is not used as a question. So we can ask the question there, naryaha kutra pujyante. So there, naryaha kutra pujyante means where the ladies are respected. Where the ladies are respected, that is if you want to ask the question, then that is kutra, fine. Kutra naryaha pujyante, that's the question. Where the ladies are respected. But now we are making a sentence like full sentence as yatra naryastu yatra narya. Forget that too. Yatra naryah pujyante ramante tatra devataha. So that means we are saying where the ladies are respected, there the gods are they feel good. Ramante, they enjoy or they feel good. They feel happy. So there it's not a question, right? Where you are making a sentence where the ladies are respected, there gods feel happy. So that is not a question. We are just a statement there. So where, like in that scenario, like where you don't want the question but you want to make a statement saying the where, there we are using yatra. And stop here today. Any other doubt, question? No? So,
Feeling
धन्यवादः.
best. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवादः. नमस्कारः.
धन्यवादः.